Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'll be very brief. I just wanted to pick up from the Honourable Attorney General's concluding remarks, and I think he's right, Mr. Speaker. We can build confidence in our community, and part of the problem, part of the problem with the app, for example, this government needs to think, why people are talking about it, why some people are reluctant, because they seem not to trust this government. They seem not to trust this government. And I think there is a total lack of understanding of the role of parliamentary inquiry committees, Mr. Speaker. I heard Honourable Reddy saying, oh, bipartisanship means, you two parties this side. Bipartisanship means government and opposition. Government and opposition. But it's an issue, Mr. Speaker. In the past, we've moved motions for inquiry on health, on sugar, on drugs, and the government rejected it. And look at the state of those sectors that we wanted to look at. The committee, Mr. Speaker, I think there is a fear that this government has, because they are so busy trying to make themselves look good that they feel that if there is a committee, that somehow the opposition is going to hijack it and use it for political purposes, because they keep talking about politicizing the issue. That's not the objective, Mr. Speaker. I've heard a lot of the arguments from the other side that, because, we criticize government, we can't sit in a committee. That's not true. Once you form the committee, for example, if this committee goes to parts of the country, together, and says, look, we need to find out what's happening. We need to talk about this app. All of you guys need to download this app. If it is coming as a collective voice from Parliament, it will increase. It will do it. It will help. It will help people to have confidence. And that is why, Mr. Speaker, it is very important at this time when you have a crisis to build confidence. And the best way, they don't seem to understand that politicians can build confidence. And especially when they come together, from the government side and the opposition side. It's not about, some of us are not here just to think about politics. We are here to put some ideas across on behalf of the people, because we, Mr. Speaker, we also go to people. I know the government side goes, we go there as well. And sometimes, they feel more confident in raising issues with us than with the government, because there is a certain level of fear in the community. In fact, people, Mr. Speaker, always tell me, I can't say this, please don't take my name in Parliament, because, I might not get this. This is how fearful people are. And that is why I'm saying that sometimes the confidence can come if we have some committee. So even if we argue that the government has all these committees that the Honourable Attorney General, we know that. But an inquiry committee, a bipartisan committee, is not only about making the government look bad or finding out the wrongs that they do. It's also about holding the government as a bipartisan committee to account as to what they do. And, as one of my colleagues from the side said, the government member is chairing the committee, Mr. Speaker. They have 3 members. There is no problem. In fact, when I was the chair of the Public Accounts Committee, Mr. Speaker, I want to give you an example. The 3 government members that I had were the best in that committee. We worked very well. In fact, they were doing a better job than what I expected. They were asking the right questions. They were doing the right thing. And so committees doesn't. Well, you, Mr. Speaker, actually, honourable member damaged more about the app when he actually didn't know. Because the Attorney General actually explained it very clearly in Parliament how it works. And then he goes, and not only once, he says it twice, the wrong thing. That actually killed because people were ringing me. People were calling me, Mr. Speaker, and saying, what is Honorable Reddy saying? I said, no, maybe he's made a mistake. But then when I read the Fiji Times, he actually repeated it twice. You know? So let's not be, pretend that, government has all the information. The fact of the matter is that government ministries, government departments, government ministers don't always have the full information. And therefore, a committee of this nature would have been helpful. I mean, this report by the ILO, these report, the recommendations they've made and the findings that they have on workers and businesses actually can be quite useful. And there are various other reports. So a committee can bring all that together. And I think when you talk about socio-economic issues, okay, the government, Mr. Speaker, might have a macro picture of what is happening at a macro level, but there are a lot of social problems that we see, that you talk to people, and these can be well understood, and policies targeted through this committee, made relevant recommendations to relevant ministries can help. So it's a good motion. It could have inspired confidence. It could have brought the opposition and government together. But this government is so fearful about politics because they are busy politicking. I can see that. And that's why, it's actually quite sad that even right now, they don't seem to get it. So, Mr. Speaker, I would urge the government to try this one out. Try this one out. Let's see how the opposition does not play politics. And opposition is prepared to, deal with it. So, try this. And the Prime Minister, talks about how we're going to waste the resources and all that. That's, Mr. Speaker, nonsense. It's not about resources. It's about getting the opposition and government to work together. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.